in this video, we are going to be talking about whether or not ClickFunnels could replace your traditional website or a traditional website. Now, to kind of go into this, I want to kind of explain the functions of each of these things. For people who aren't aware, ClickFunnels is a program that allows marketers to create marketing sales funnels, or basically funnels that can achieve a number of different things. But that's really its main objective, is to create funnels. And what a funnel is it's basically a process for guiding people, visitors in this case, potential customers, through a sales process, a logical, progressive sales process. It's used to qualify visitors, basically to establish whether or not they have a propensity, that is to say, they are geared towards buying. And it basically will help you establish people who you can market to as buyers, and then people you need to work on establishing a deeper relationship with before they're converted into buyers. So that's what kind of funnels are used for. Qualify buyers, it's used to sell. It's used to introduce people to your brand. A traditional website achieves similar purposes, but it's a lot more multifaceted. So if we were to look, I have here, right here, I'm actually going to pull up an example here. And in this example here, we have a funnel here built in ClickFunnels, and this is a simple ClickFunnels funnel. This is to a webinar. Basically, it's directing visitors to a webinar. On the front end, we have an opt-in page with a free gift. They get an ebook, and basically what will happen is when they get to this page, if I've done my targeting right and I've gotten people interested using whatever advertising medium I'm using, whether it be Facebook or whether it's solo ads or even organic traffic, if I've done my job right and pre-sold them on this, when they get to this page, they should be interested in what I have to offer here. In this case, it's this free ebook. And this is just a sample. And basically, as you can see, it's very simple, one page. It's got some, interesting, little tidbits, little bonuses here you can, that are thrown in with the free gift. And basically, the entire purpose of this page is basically to get them to opt in, to provide their email address here. Once they opt in here, and click this button here, then they're then taken to the second part of this funnel, which is a bridge page, and their email is added to my list, my subscriber list, and I then send them the free gift. In this case, it is sent to them via email as a downloadable link. Some individuals will actually provide an instant download link on the thank you page here. But in this case, since I was bridging them to a webinar, I opted to instead send them the free gift through email. And as you can see here, once they click the submit button on the opt-in page, they're then taken to a bridge page for a webinar. So as you can see, this funnel has two steps to it. This third one here is a home page for Facebook compliance, basically. And that's it for this funnel. This is a simple funnel. Some funnels can get very complex. Some have several steps, depending on what the objective is. Now, with a traditional web page, this is a business page of mine, for my business. As you can see, there's a little bit more to it. It's more focused on branding. So obviously the business logo here on the top kind of gives you an idea of what we do, some projects we worked on. Kind of gives you a little more about what the company does, a little bit about the team, and then of course a bit more about the company itself, a little bit of history, and then of course a contact form and things like that. So So this is focused mainly on brand. Now there's also other things such as news articles, information on internet marketing, a mini course, and of course a contact form, blog, a forum, and a members area. Now, you see how this differs from the funnel. This isn't geared towards marketing or selling at all. There's no form built into this page for selling. This is strictly for brand purposes. Basically to introduce people to the company, to the brand, give them a little bit of background to establish authority and credibility. It provides content in the blog section here. This content that was created is hosted on this website, and it is built to contain keywords, things that would bring in organic traffic. The organic traffic comes to this website here, they read the content, and that is it. They're not directed through a marketing funnel or a sales process, I should say. There is an opt-in form basically. If they were to contact us to ask for information, since we do, as part of our branding, encourage people to reach out to us and ask us questions, and then of course we would then obtain their information. That is kind of a form right there, almost like a lead magnet. Reach out to us to get information, specific one-to-one information. That could be a lead magnet. But this is not geared towards that objective. So as you can see, the differences here are quite apparent. Whereas with the funnel, it is very much geared towards a specific goal or objective. The web page is geared more towards branding and potentially lead acquisition. Now, with respect to whether or not ClickFunnels could replace your traditional website, it really depends. You see, if your objectives are strictly to establish your brand or to build a brand, if you're trying to just acquire leads, if you're looking to sell a product or service, then yes, ClickFunnels would work is basically the only thing you would need. One thing about ClickFunnels you can build, and I showed you this here, is a home page. So if we come back over here to the home page section, it's a real simple home page that I just threw up really quick. It wasn't meant to be super authentic, but what it was meant to do was to convey enough information to show people what this, in this case, this is one of the websites that I own, to basically show people what we do, the company does. And you could create a more in-depth home page than the one I've created here, to give people more information on your brand. And then you would use that home page to actually then channel them through some funnel. You could have multiple products or services listed on your home page. So like, for instance, the one I showed you here, it had some, it had the website here, it had a picture, there was some content, and then what you could do at the bottom is you could have like 3 products or services, and these would direct people through a funnel sequence. That's a funnel sequence basically, where they opt in. From here, maybe they're taken to a thank you page with offer, and then maybe here's like an upsell or something like that, or it could be a downsell, whatever. But basically, with respect to the traditional web page, yes, it's made to build brands. Yes, you can acquire leads, and yes, you can use it to sell products. But most web pages are built to house content. One of the most common forms of that is the use of a blog. Now, do you have to have a website of your own to have a blog and to write content? No, you don't. There's several free blog services you can use. Blogger comes to mind. That's a Google-owned one. And you could actually put clear content there, and then you could connect that either to a web page or to a funnel. Even you could basically, in your opt-in, you could say, opt in here and get free access to this blog or something like that. Typically, blogs aren't gated content. There are some that are, but generally they're public. But people have to find it. So maybe you might say, get my free training. Opt in here and get my free training on how to do whatever, and then they opt in, and then you take them to a blog. But typically, when it comes to content, the reason that people are putting out content is to drive what's known as organic traffic. Organic traffic is basically it's search traffic. People are searching through the various search engines for particular topics. They're using specific keywords, and these keywords and topics are then bringing them to the content. And then, of course, in the actual blog itself, what some people do, what a lot of marketers do, is they'll write out their blog. Blog. It's late. It's part of my half asleep series. And in their blog, they'll actually have links to products or services, typically affiliate products or services. And in this way, it actually is sort of a funnel. A lot of blogs will actually be built with an opt-in form with some kind of lead magnet or some kind of free gift. You've probably seen blogs, you'll be reading the blog, and then there'll be this pop-up. It'll say, opt in for my free ebook on how to do whatever. And then you opt in, and then you just continue reading the blog. And then they may even have some affiliate links sprinkled throughout the blog. And in that way, that is a form of a funnel. But in terms of a traditional website, why a lot of people have a traditional website is to achieve these three things, but also have a special place to host their content so that their organic search traffic can then come here. Now, there are other reasons that also have to be taken into account. We'll kind of go into other reasons why people might prefer using a website over a product like ClickFunnels. And the main one that comes to mind is cost. With ClickFunnels, the basic version of it costs $97. With a regular website, some of them are even free. You can even find free ones, though typically they're going to be, they're going to be like a subdomain kind of thing. But I've seen them, $20 a month or something like that. Now, $97, a month for the full package, $297. For the website, like I said, $20 a month. Then you also have to, buy a domain. With ClickFunnels, it's kind of the same thing. You can use a subdomain, or you can acquire a domain. You do get one for free. You may have to pay for hosting. The price on that varies. But most people would prefer the website over ClickFunnels, mainly for this reason here, because of its cost. Now, there are some distinctions that need to be made. Again, each of these different products all are they're all based on what your goal is, what your objective is, your marketing objective. If your goal is strictly to sell or to get leads, then this may be what you want to go with, because this is what it's built for. If you have the same goal, you can do that here, but it's going to take a bit more work. Now, if if your goal here is to build a brand or to house content, then the traditional website, may be the way to go, because that's what it's geared towards. Now, another thing to also consider here is usability. Now, in modern times, website builders like Wix or Weebly, they've become very intuitive, very drag and drop. So basically, you just drag components into a page, and then you basically it's like a block building kind of thing. ClickFunnels is the same. It's all drag and drop. Now, that's not to say that these are going to give you your ideal page. While there is customization available, they can be limited. You may need to employ HTML. Other options might include WordPress, which gives you a bit more in terms of customization, but this can be a little more complicated to set up. If you're looking for something a bit more quick and easy to get something up and running very fast, then ClickFunnels may actually be the better of the two, because it has a drag and drop option as well, which is also very intuitive. But remember that it is geared more towards selling and obtaining leads, and this is more for branding and content. Now, at the end of the day, which do you decide? Which is the better option for you? Well, almost every business exists to make money, to market, to generate revenue. So, in this case, you could get by just using ClickFunnels. Absolutely. You could also get by just using a traditional website. This is going to be easier if your objective is more on the marketing side, more on the selling, driving sales conversions. This is going to be necessary or easier if your goal is to build your brand or to deliver content. You can deliver content using ClickFunnels, but what ClickFunnels does is it acts as kind of a middleman. Basically, what you do is you would build a page, you would get a person to subscribe to that page, and then you would have to then forward them to where they can get their content, whatever that may be, their free content. If you're sending them to a blog, which is separate from ClickFunnels, such as one written on Blogger, you'd have to have a system to take them to that content. If you're providing them with a free ebook, ClickFunnels does have an option that allows you to upload digital content into your ClickFunnels profile and then attach it to a page. You could build like a download page or something like that. But in terms of content in the context of the website, it's not the same. These pages aren't built really to rank on Google. Most of them won't, because they're not delivering what Google is looking for. If your purpose is to generate organic traffic by playing to what Google is looking for, meaning if you're looking to generate organic leads, generate organic sales without having to pay for like advertising and stuff like that, then this is going to be the option for you. It's going to be necessary. Now, can you employ organic marketing tactics in combination with ClickFunnels? Absolutely. Again, you could build a blog, which then will drive organic traffic, and then you can then take the traffic from your blog into your ClickFunnels opt-in page. And from there, take them through a sales process. You could do that as well. It's just with a website, these are built more to host that content and drive that organic traffic here. Again, with ClickFunnels, it acts as sort of a middleman. Basically, You have to put, if you're going to go the organic route, you're going to have something on the front end that is driving that organic traffic, whether it's a blog or whether it's social media or whether it's YouTube, whatever. At the end of the day, you are going to have something external, some external content that will then guide that organic traffic through your ClickFunnels sales process. So the bottom line is this. The question of whether or not you should replace your website with ClickFunnels, it really comes down to your objectives. What are your marketing objectives? What is it you want to achieve with your marketing campaign? If you're running paid traffic and your goal is just to convert to sales, then ClickFunnels might be the better option for you, because that's what it's built for. It's geared towards that objective. If your objective is to build brand authority, to host content, driving organic traffic, and then eventually selling, once you've done all of this, basically built the relationship, then building out a traditional website might be the better option for you. But again, it all comes down to your marketing objectives. So you have to know what you want to achieve. And this is where a lot of marketers kind of fall on their faces a little bit. They'll see other marketers doing different things. Oh, he's posting blogs. Oh, he's doing this. Oh, he's doing that. Oh, he has his own website. Maybe I should have my own website. And so they get a little bit confused. So they start pulling at different things. They start saying, okay, I'm going to do a little of this. I'm going to do a little of that. I'm going to do a little bit of content. Obviously, you're going to need to deliver content no matter which of these options you go with. Content is always going to be necessary. It's just really what it's going to come down to is where that content is pointing, where it's hosted, what its purpose is, what its objective is. If for instance, let's say you have a ClickFunnels, ClickFunnels page or whatever like that, and it's directing, in this case, it's directing traffic to content. Whereas with a website, it provides content that may be directing traffic to a sales process. So basically, it's inverted. You have primarily sales, some kind of action conversion here on this side with ClickFunnels. On this side, you're providing content, brand authority, things like that, and then driving them to a sales process. Each of these does essentially the same thing. They just do it in different ways. Each of them is going towards a sales process of some kind. Here, the goal is to get people to take action as quickly as possible. The goal here is to get people to trust and recognize your brand, find value in your content, then trust you enough to go through that sales process. They each kind of are pointing in the same direction. They're just coming at it from different angles. So that's really what you have to understand. So to answer the question as to whether or not you could use ClickFunnels to replace your traditional website, you could. But it all depends on your objective. What are your marketing goals? You have to ask that question before you make a decision like that. You have to also take in other considerations, such as costs, such as time available. These are definitely be factors. If you have less time, you're going to need something that's going to be able to put something together faster. However, if you have less capital to work with, something like ClickFunnels may not be appropriate because it is a bit of a more expensive program. It's expensive for a reason. It's purpose built to drive conversions, to generate sales, or to generate action. That's what it's purpose built to. Now, obviously, it's a tool. You have to use it appropriately, or you're not going to get those results. But the features that are built into it are built towards that end. Whereas with website builders, they come with a variety of different features that fulfill a variety of different purposes. And so in that case, you have to know what your marketing objectives are. To determine which tool would be better for you, you have to know what resources are available to you, such as time and money, to be able to make that decision. It's not a decision that I can say definitively, oh, you should definitely do this, because I'm not going to sit here and try to push something on you and say this is what you need to do, when in reality, your specific marketing objective may go somewhere else. It's not my call to make. That's yours as a business owner. So you need to remember that. So I get that question. This is kind of the answer. Take a look at your marketing goals, and then from there, that will basically dictate what direction you go. So that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.